Jeff Goheen here, Springboard Your Life. Today we're going to talk a little bit about stress, some things you might not know or maybe didn't know. And so I kind of want to clear it up a little bit for you and give you some new things to think about involving stress. Well, there's different types of stress. For one, you might have physical stress, which can come from, weight training, working in the yard too long, you're sore the next day. You go to the gym and you hit the weights or you do some cardio things and you stress your physical body. And what's happening is you're getting minor muscle tears on the cellular level, and those tears have to rebuild themselves. So that's kind of like the physical stress, demanding on the body, over exerting yourself, and with that type of stress, you need to get into a sleeping state to really rebuild, to rebuild those muscles, so you can do it again the next day if that's what you plan on doing, or do it again later on. And so you need a good night's sleep to be able to rebuild those muscles for physical stress. And in that deep sleep, a deep dreamless sleep, is your brain is in a delta wave, a delta brain wave, and that's where your body heals itself. You heal and you grow in a deep sleep state, and that's a delta brainwave state. Has anybody ever went to sleep at night with their mentally stressed out and wake up the next day and dread something, dread doing something, like dread going to work, and it seems like the mental stress hasn't really went away? You go to sleep stressed out and you wake up mentally stressed out. Well, that's because the delta brainwave, the deep sleep state, doesn't get rid of mental stress. It heals the body, the physical body, but it doesn't do much for the mental stress that you might be experiencing. So to get rid of mental stress, you have to do something a little bit different. You have to get into an alpha brainwave state to get rid of mental stress. And an alta brainwave state is a little bit different than a delta brainwave, where you have a deep sleep and you're healing your body. The alpha brainwave state is kind of like if you're sitting there and you're at work or you're doing something and you start to daydream about taking a vacation, maybe daydreaming about the future, how you want things to go in the future, upcoming events. Maybe you're excited about something you're going to do over the weekend, so you might be sitting at your desk or sitting at home or driving a car or doing some type of activity, and your brain drifts off and you start thinking about something different. That daydream-like state is actually an alpha brainwave state, and that is how you get rid of mental stress. And one way you can reach this alpha brainwave state is by closing your eyes. If you close your eyes, it takes about 30 seconds to a couple minutes for your body to reach that alpha brainwave state, and that's where you mentally declutter your mind and you get rid of stress that way. And so it's kind of like you're on lunch break. Maybe you get a 30-minute lunch and you almost fall asleep, but don't quite fall asleep. Well, you might close your eyes, do some deep breathing, focus on breathing. That gets your mind into an alpha brainwave state, and that's where you get rid of stress. Sometimes a 30-minute timeout from work or some activity that you're doing that's mentally and physically taxing, and you might take 20 minutes, drift off for a little bit, kind of zone out in a sense, and you come back and it feels almost as good as a full night's sleep, or sometimes even better. That's because that alpha brainwave state is how your brain and your mind get rid of stress, mental stress. So you have to take time out during the day to purposely get into an alpha brainwave state. And one way you could do it is just by closing your eyes and doing some deep breaths, maybe focusing on something that you would like to do in the future, maybe some goals that you have. Your brain generally weighs about 3 pounds, maybe a third of your body's total weight, but it can consume up to 25 to 35, sometimes even 40% of your energy. People that stress out a lot, they might eat plenty and not physically exercise, but their minds are constantly racing and running, and they stress out and they lose weight. It's because your mind can consume 35 to 40% of your energy when you're stressing out or when you're thinking of too many things. So when you take time out, you close your eyes or you daydream, it eliminates some of that worry. It puts you into a focal point, into a zone where you're thinking about different things, and you stop thinking about the things that are stressing you out, it can be rejuvenating for your brain. So just taking time out, focusing on counting your breaths, where a lot of meditation techniques come in, decreases mental stress, not deep sleep. Deep sleep doesn't take care of mental stress. It's an alpha brainwave state that does it. The deep sleep is a delta brainwave that rebuilds the body's tissues so you can continue doing taxing things like that. So if you're wanting to decrease mental stress, deep sleep's not going to do it. You need to take a time out, do some deep breathing. 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, up to an hour a day is plenty to decrease mental stress. So mental stress, physical stress are two different things. Even though the mind and the body are connected, they're separate, and we decrease stress differently in the two. So a lot of things that people might not have known about the brain, the mind, and even physical stress. So decreasing physical stress, you need to get into a deep sleep, dreamless state. To decrease mental stress, you need to take a time out, you need to daydream, you need to focus, you need to visualize, and things like that. So they're two separate things. Deep sleep's not going to take care of the mental stress for you. It's going to take care of physical stress. You might feel stronger in the morning, but the brain, if you're constantly consumed by worry or a whole bunch of mind clutter, it's going to zap your energy. So take a time out, get into an alpha brainwave state. One way you can do it is visualization, counting your breaths, focusing on something, important tasks like goals, and what happens is you stop thinking about things that you're worrying about and you focus on one point. So focus is really going to help. So that's my bit on stress that we're going to talk about today. We wanted a lot of information real fast at you, but take mental timeouts with alpha brainwave state, take physical timeouts with deep sleep, because they're both very important for the mind and body. All right, thanks again, Jeff Goheen, Springboard Your Life, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.